So welcome to week 3 of Get Open and Utility Ready class. I named this week Retrieve Mania because, man, we are going to cover an ocean of material. I put in some of the videos of what I'm working on with my dogs right now, which is by no means all of the issues that we can have to get ready for open and utility showing. So the retrieve in and of itself is its own skill set. So we can't ask the dog to do articles or gloves or a retrieve over a high jump until we have a really solid retrieve. So please this week don't get upset if I see your dog's going in the article pile and dropping and picking up the article, or if I see something like playing with the dumbbell on the retrieve over the high jump, and I ask you to please back down and address that pickup and delivery right there, right? Because we do this all the time. And that's how you get really good, is to take out the parts of the chain and of the retrieve in this week's class and make it stronger. So don't be upset. I'm not trying to hold you back from, like proofing on articles or something, but I want you to really think about, are you really getting the behavior you want before you start making it harder? So the first thing I did was show you the dumbbell retrieve. I just showed you how after I have the retrieve. So I'm assuming from this video where I am picking up with my dogs, you'll see with the video that I already have a good retrieve. If you do not, show me what you have and let's go from there if you've got some issue. That's not a problem, but I wasn't going to make a whole bunch of videos of how to teach a retrieve if people don't need it, or it's an individual problem, mouthing or reluctance to pick it up or pawing. There's a million things that my dogs aren't doing right now, so I can't really show you. So when I have a solid retrieve, I like to break it down into components to show the dog how to leave from a sit, pick up a dumbbell, and come back to front to me. So you'll see how I broke it up in the chain. Also, again, on the retrieve over the high jump. I use my young dog Shine for the retrieve on the flat. I didn't want to jump him because he's not jumping. He's only 10 months old. So I used Maggie to show you how I break it down for retrieve over the high jump, and then how I add some proofing to that, and you'll see how that went. The next retrieve that I wanted to look at was the glove retrieve, or directed retrieve. So this is where the dog has 3 choices. The dog has to discriminate now. There's 3 of them out there, and only one of them pays. And in that exercise, the dog must go directly to that glove. It can't like visit or pick up another one and go get the other one and still qualify. So your dog has to look where you're pointing and you go like get that one. So I broke out the marking part of that exercise because marking is a skill set that your dog needs to learn. Some dogs, as I said, there's a little video clip with that. Some dogs it's very easy. If you have a field-bred lab, you've got a hunting dog, some dogs are just really natural. They look at where something fell or it pointed and they're like, and some dogs are scanners. And so Maggie's a scanner, man. She's always picking up everything in the environment. And I don't know what Shine's looking at. He's looking at a million things. Who can tell those border collie stares? But what I wanted to teach him was look directly where I'm pointing, and I wanted to start to get familiar because this is new to us. We just started this. How does he look when I lay down that mark? What are his eyes going to look like when he's looking right where I want him to look? So that's a skill right there for the trainer to get. What does my dog look like when they're looking where I want them to look? So I broke out how I teach marking. I'll always go back to that. If I see a dog has a marking problem, the food on the floor, white food, on a dark mat. If I have good marking and I want to sharpen the skill, I show you what I do with Maggie with wagon wheel. That's something that I found very helpful, and that is teaching the dog things could be very close together, and I only want that one, ignore the other ones. So it puts the other gloves really in the picture, and it really sharpens up the skill of the dog going, that one, that's the one that pays. And you'll see how she worked through that, and I have a little video of like how you can even make it more difficult to sharpen your dog's marking skills. And like I said, some dogs with natural markers, you just throw those gloves down, go get that one, no problem. Some dogs have struggle with that, right? They want like that one. And so if you have trouble with the glove retrieve there, If it's a holding in the mouth problem, we have a retrieve problem. If it's a taking the wrong glove, we have a marking problem. So we can break that apart. And pivots, always pivots. I didn't put pivots in, but if you are having any kind of trouble with the pivot work, footwork, let's take a look at what's going on. Make sure you get turned to the right, correct glove as cleanly as possible to give your dog the best chance at retrieving the correct glove. And then scent discrimination. You know, it's the kitchen sink this week. Scent discrimination, huge exercise, lots of components. The ones that I broke down for you is where I am training with my dogs, which is by no means covers the spectrum, but it's an example for you. I'm starting a young dog, Shine, on just the scent discrimination part. And so I show you how I do that. With Maggie, I'm proofing. I'm getting ready to show in about 3 weeks here. So I, made it a little tougher. I did some funny stuff, just to keep her sharp and get her problem solving so that if it looks different in the ring, it's a different mat, different stimulus picture. She's used to figuring out that the important thing are the articles out there and to go find the hot one in the pile. But if you're having any scent discrimination issues, make sure you tease out whether it's a retrieve issue or a scent discrimination issue. And stop. This is like where you really need to tease and not lump. You need to split. What are you having problems with to make sure your dog is really solid on that? Okay, so, lots of territory to cover this week. Pick out the things that you need help with, and let's think about how we can, what we have now, where we want to get to, that's our thing. Plan our training session so that it's the most effective and that we can tease out what the dog needs to really work on. Some of these exercises are pretty complicated, and then the do part, let's do it. See what we got, see if it's better or worse, and let's do another thing, plan do. All right, so I look forward to your videos this week and training with you.